Hi everyone. In today's activity, we're going to learn about how Excel can perform arithmetic. So although you may be familiar with using Excel in a math class, this is actually an introduction into programming and how we can use Excel as a programming language. So we're going to be using the equal sign to start answering some of these equations. Computers are really good at processing numbers, much better than humans. Computers don't make errors that us humans do. So Excel, when we work with Excel, we like to use cell references. So the cell reference is the box where the column, which are your letters up here, and where the row meets. So say, for example, this cell reference here is C because it's in the C column, and 9 because it is in the 9th row. So this cell reference is C9. So in question 1, we're going to be looking at addition, and the first few problems we're going to be looking at addition. So in our answer box, we'll hit the equals tab. Just double click there. Oh, I just need to enable editing at the top. Okay, so just double click, type in equals, then click on cell C9, then press the plus key, and then click on cell C10 and press enter. Now the benefit to using the cell reference is that I can come in and change the number in these cells. So I'm going to put in 474. When I press enter, it's automatically going to calculate that problem for me. Okay, so next question, the same thing. We're just dealing with a longer addition problem. So always start with equals. It just lets Excel know we're about to perform some arithmetic. So equals cell C16 plus D6 plus C19 and enter there. Okay. Up the top here where it says the question number, it'll also give you a hint of how to structure the answer. So you don't need to do anything fancy, just do exactly as it says, okay? Okay, nothing fancy, okay? Same with dollar signs as well, just click on the cell reference. Okay, I'm just going to skip past some of these so that I can also demonstrate subtraction as well. So just the same as addition with subtraction, except we press the minus button instead of the plus and enter. Okay, I'll come down and show you question 8 where we're looking at brackets. So just structure the answer the way, so structure your formula here the same as it's written in the question. Okay, so minus, open bracket, 3. Okay, like so. Okay, now here we're getting a little bit fancy. Okay, so just again follow what the question's asking here. Okay, so we've got pocket money. We want to know how much money we have left once we've bought a can of Coke and some cake. Okay, now we're going to move on to multiplication. And so again, we start with our equals. We're calculating the cost of fuel here. So we'll click on cell C111. And for multiplication, we want to use that asterisk symbol here, so not the X on your keyboard. So to get to the asterisk, we need to hold down our Shift key and press 8, okay? And that's how multiplication works, okay, in Excel. Okay, you can work through those problems. Question 4, it starts to get a little bit fancy, okay? So you might actually, you can see if I click on some of these numbers, they're in text boxes here. So you might have to manually type in the length of the side, okay? And then 3.5. But for the height of the prism, which is, oh no, we can put that there. Okay, so we need to type in those numbers, and then in the answer, we can refer to these numbers here, okay? So that will be equals 4, asterisk, open bracket, C137, asterisk, C138. Okay, have a go at doing this one. Basically, the rule with this one is if you don't need to type something in, such as the value of pi, then don't. We want to avoid as much human input as possible. Okay, and then we move to some division here, and division, we use the forward slash. Okay, so if we had a X Lotto win of 256,000, we use our forward slash divided by the number of people. So they each get that amount each, okay. You can also work through this question with no problems. Question 18 and question 19, this link here to Australian road distances doesn't actually work. So you're going to need to look that up yourself. You're going to need to find the distance between Adelaide and Melbourne, okay? So that's something you can find out for yourself. Good luck.